Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ball Cross Pit. Ball X Pit? Just Ball Pit? I'm not completely sure on the naming convention here. So, this is basically my understanding is that this is somewhere between, like, think an Arkanoid type of game, but with roguelike elements. And in the lead up to me kind of deciding whether or not I wanted to buy this on the Steam sale, I did see a couple of people who were talking about the idea of this type of game, and I think about stuff like this a lot with things like Balatro and Vampire Survivors, and now this. Actually, I was the most interested in some of the negative reviews that I saw of it because I saw them on Backlog, which meant that there were a few of them that were actually not completely unhinged. Unfortunately, that is also a website where everybody thinks they're a philosopher and a comedian. And as a philosopher and a comedian, I can tell you most of them do not hit either on any level. But setting that commentary aside, somebody discussing this idea of how a lot of these games are basically like mobile games, but minus the predatory microtransactions. And somebody else very specifically called attention to a character that you can unlock very late in the game called the Radical. And what the Radical does is that it basically plays the game for you. It does everything without player input, which, first of all, I do have to ask why you would bother to put something like that in the game. And second of all, a big part of this does make me consider this idea of like the limit, because yes, a lot of these games are very lacking in level design, and that's the thing with a lot of the sheer glut of roguelike. I hate the term roguelite, but unfortunately I'm going to have to use it here for understandability for a lot of people of roguelites that are being made. And there's this part of me that's like, how much of this is because nobody really knows how to design levels for video games anymore? And this does also, again, kind of do me a concern, like how close are we going to get to a game that literally plays itself? Like, we all had memes about games that played themselves from years ago that were applied to the Final Fantasy 13 series and stuff like that. That's not really true. That's severely overstating it. And to be honest with you, Final Fantasy 10 is as linear as FF13 was. It's just that FF10 was a good game. So that's something that did kind of make me hesitate a little bit on whether or not I wanted to actually buy Ball Pit, because I was kind of concerned that this was getting a little bit close to some of these things that it would be like, okay, am I going to hit a point where I'm not going to run out of steam or ideas, or I'm just going to hit a point where I get disgusted with it? And for that matter, am I going to hit that like fast or what? But I'm taking a chance on it anyway, and perhaps we'll get a chance to explore a little bit of that. I have a feeling it's going to be good still, because also a big part of it is that I very much do go for this type of game that is often very simple and has a lot of these elements on it that, you know, I will freely admit that I've played a couple of mobile games because the basic mechanics were exactly my jam. I still play Grand Blue Fantasy. When did I start that? In like 2017 or something? I think it was 2017. I remember starting out when I came back from Gen Con that year, and I was actually, you know, kind of afflicted with con crud, so that wasn't a great time, but I still play that because I still like the basic mechanics of it, even though, yeah, it is riddled with predatory gambling-based microtransactions. I'm very unsure as to the take of a game like this, or this whole idea of roguelikes that are these incredibly simple, borderline primordial games being sort of characterized as almost... It's almost like people are kind of saying that they sort of normalize some of the things that lead to an environment heavy on gacha games. And part of it is like, okay, I can see where you're coming from, but also, let's be honest here, that Risk of Rain mobile game didn't need Ball Pit to exist for it to happen. It didn't need Balatro to happen for it to happen. All it needed was a greedy schmuck like Randy, I couldn't remember his name for a second. That's embarrassing. All it needed was a greedy schmuck like Randy Pitchford to own the franchise. Anyway, that's enough monologuing for now. Let's get into the game. By the way, I will say that it's a huge gift to people like me that the actual application program for this, I am not making this up. The program file is called balls.exe. Anyway, Balbalon is a pretty funny pun. I'll give him credit for that right off the bat, because anything requires good writing. And that includes if you're going to make an Arkanoid style game and you're going to have writing in it, you better be funny. Or at least have good writing no matter what. I guess funny isn't necessarily the requirement per se, but it does help. Oh, okay, so we left click with this to... So... we're not per se even like... Okay, I see what the deal is. We're not per se even really playing strictly a Breakout clone as such. I mean, yes, it's obviously set up like that. Okay, so I can toggle auto fire on and off, just game speed with those buttons. So we're at game speed 2 to start with here. Well, that's good. That means that game speed 3 won't be too hard for me, so that's good. Can you tell me what these mean offhand? Okay, yes, I just have to float over them. So we got some more health. Leadership. That seems like that might be like the stat on some level of just getting like more splits. Possibly. We're probably going to hit a point where strength is going to be a big deal instead as well. I mean, obviously everything has some sort of value. But definitely, I see something like that and my immediate thought is, yes, give me the multi-ball. Increase fire rate by 15%. It's a 20% bonus damage until they hit a wall. Every 7 to 12 rows, spawn its Sona Soldier with more health on your side. You ball damage, blocking and attacking enemies. We're going to take some fire speed, because admittedly it's probably a little early for that to be the scaling mechanism, but I've played enough Vampire Survivors that my brain is just like, hey, yeah, give me the thing that's the closest to cooldowns. Ooh, we got some extra leadership. This bottle tornado. When you catch a special ball, automatically shoot more baby balls. Chance to freeze enemies for 5 seconds. See more damage. Let's try this Brood Mother Ball and see how this does. Ah, yes, one of the characters I sort of know how to play in Dota. I love accidentally feeding my opponents huge amounts of money and experience. Some more endurance. We can upgrade our leader here. Some more damage. Ethereal Cloak. Balls go through enemies and deal 24. Ooh! Oh, that seems pretty handy. Yes, we'll take that. Vision randomly levels up your equipment 1 or more times. I like the OK button is just cool. I mean, honestly, yeah, it definitely is. Whoa. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I am strongly appreciating the wording choices involved there, but I definitely started goofing a little bit here. Oh god, yeah, my fire rate is kind of tanking a little bit because my shots are staying out for longer. So clearly I've got to get more of these spheroids on my side here. Passes through enemies and slows them down 30%. Damage. Deals extra damage to 3 nearby enemies. Ooh. Yeah, let's try that one out. I like that area of effect thing. Seems pretty good. Pretty useful. Evolution fuses certain combinations of fully upgraded balls into new powerful balls. Cool. Have I got the goods here? Can I do this? Yeah. Ooh, gross. The leech attaches up to 1 leech onto enemies it hits, which adds some stacks. Magnets. Yeah, we'll take the magnet. Now, I suppose that the thing here is what defines a tile per se. I don't think it's one of these columns. Yeah, this feels like opening up the top row, filling the top row of your inventory rather, seems like a very high priority. Oh, our shots were like right up against the back there. That's pretty good. Ooh, vampire ball. I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire. Thank you, Nicolas Cage. Neat. I hope that's going to raise our health up chance, maybe? Okay, well, it did. Use crit chance when hitting enemies in the back. And I think I like our freeze chance thing more. Just give me more fire rate. Our balls are getting kind of a little bit busy over there in the back of... Ow! Nice. How can I see what my upgrades do? Well, I wish it would tell me like the stat changes for any of that, but oh well. Dagger. 20% when hitting enemies in the front. I mean, that does seem to be pretty good. I don't know how like strong or doable crit builds are, so then again, it's quite early on in proceedings, so I probably should be like, hey, take whatever sounds acceptable and just experiment for a while. Nice. This area of effect damage. I mean, we do have that laser, so that would certainly qualify. It just freezes for longer. We'll take the magnet range. Yeah, see, I mean, so far, we're surviving in this first stage a decent chunk of time. I don't want to call it easy yet, obviously, because I'm sure that as soon as I do, I'll regret that judgment. But so far, I've played significantly harder. Unfortunately, we are also a little bit butting up against the issue of... I was going to say, of having the main balls just, like, trapped in the back, basically. Get his ass. Ooh, we didn't get his ass. Like I said, don't call it easy too soon, otherwise you will end up looking like a fool. Okay, so we've got two different kinds of levels, I guess. One of which is our sort of overall level, and one is an in-game level, in-level level of sorts. And yeah, just taking a quick scroll through here. It's out of curiosity. Oh yeah, because this did... Interesting, it has a DPS number, so it must be calculating just its own buffs on top of that. Oh, there's a base building sort of thing on top of this. I mean, sure, why not? Okay, I was gonna say, am I not allowed to... Okay, so... Good to know that we operate this thing by just bouncing our villagers off of them. Okay then, that's... Okay, so for now that just costs coins. Options, anything to say here? Okay, so Does this give us any interesting, fun stuff with this? Oh, we have ourselves a ball encyclopedia. Do any of these enemies have lore of any kind? And the answer so far appears to be no. That's a pity. Zoom. And now I guess we go back to playing. Okay. Any more info here? Okay. It's just the same stuff we already know. Complete the previous level with different characters to obtain gears. Gotcha. Well, I don't even have any more characters yet. I didn't look at the character select to see if I could find out how to unlock more of that. Also, one sec. I'm going to plug my phone in real quick. Its battery's almost dead. Forgot to do that earlier. I'm sorry. Let's get back to it. It's okay. It takes all of like a minute, really, to... or even significantly less. Egg sack. Ugh. It's a cooldown before it can be shot again. Well, whatever. The important part here, I guess, start padding out that encyclopedia some. All right, let's grab this bottle tornado. That might be decent. I'm going to pick up our resources for our base building minigame that this has. What an incredibly bizarre choice. Ooh, nice. We got 2 levels of the bleed ball. That's pretty cool. Increase crit chance to 30% when hitting enemies on their right side. Yeah, I think the side crit chances being higher kind of makes sense because that's a little bit specific, and or you ricochet to get there. Yeah, see, we're doing all right here. We only took 1 hit so far. All right. Take the burn. Oh, what? It didn't show? Fuck. Anyway, there was a thing I was going to say earlier. Speaking of Twitch and monetization, that I found kind of funny. So after the massive outpouring of generosity yesterday, I guess Twitch just sort of automatically sets up sub goals for you, because I at no point remember having actually done that on purpose. So it bumped me up to one that's get to 30 sub points. I hit 29 yesterday, which I think is very funny that, like, I mean, first of all, the huge jump, but it's just like, oh, by the way, your sub goal has been upgraded to, actually, you're just one short. Fucking rude, but also, thank you all once again. I am, like, again, in awe of the fact that I have this many friends who are this generous about the whole to-do. Like I say, I always feel a little bit like, you know, asking for money for this performance art feels a little bit questionable sometimes, but anyway, enough of that horse shit. You'll pass your max health at 20% efficiency. Yeah, let's go for it. Give me that. Give me that that Fallout flask. Right, that's the ever-flowing chalice one that I was saying I liked. I mean, I suppose it also helps that it's not illustrated by Steve Argyle, but I digress. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it really is like, what can you do about something like that? This is the world we live in. And there's probably some people who will be like, well, they've got to make the money too. But again, Twitch is owned by Amazon. Be so for real about that. Operating costs my ass. They can just... they generate money out of nowhere. And then they love to just lie to people about how... oh, cool. And they just love to lie to people about how much they need, you know, how expensive it is to... anyway. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's certainly true. I got half of it. I'd make a specific goal based on enough subs. I'm not completely sure yet. There is part of me that kind of wants to revive the extraordinarily inappropriate 34 and 69 subs. I'll do some sort of like torture game, as I realize that my amount of torture games is kind of low. I'd have to go and double check. I think playing Omicron the Nomad Soul might be going a little too far. I don't want to torture my audience, I just want to torture myself. Yeah. And like, what would it possibly even be? Oh yeah, we got squished real fast there, but that's okay. We got resources and we obtained a blueprint, I guess. Man, this base building thing is still like really a very strange idea. I mean, I guess how normal is this whole game, truth be told, but still. Okay, so we send somebody out here to get me some of my my sweet, delicious stuff. Oh, that was a terrible angle. Yay, at least we got the logs. Hooray. Okay, so I guess we get to check out this new character. The... ooh, that's a font choice. Is that supposed to be Itchy Finger? That looks like it says Achy Finger. You know, I don't think I've ever got to say the word kerning on this stream ever before. There's certainly been opportunities for it in theory, but like, I don't think I've actually done it, is the thing. So I'll take a moment and I'll say it now. This is some very questionable kerning. Please, like, make your graphics a little bit like, okay, if you want to have it say the achy finger, you should probably get rid of these couple of pixels here. If you want to say the itchy finger, you should put a little bit bigger of a gap there. Otherwise, it's just like, here's something very ambiguous that, like... Yeah, it's definitely a thing that happens. I mean... Like, don't get me wrong. This stuff is not necessarily the easiest. So, I don't want to drop too much of a hammer on every single developer who does it. But I still think it's a fair criticism, and I will level a fair criticism nevertheless. And say, please see about rechecking that. Like, tweak that a little bit if you are able. But with all that out the way, 10 undiscovered blueprints. There's 10 whole buildings that we can get out of this boner yard? Really? Oh god, we really do just, like, auto-fire. I mean, apparently our aim is worse, but I don't have to press mouse 1 or anything. That's... To be fair, that's actually significantly closer to what I expected out of this. Not necessarily out of any sort of like, oh yeah, automation. But more by virtue of the part of speech where, you know, I expected this to sort of be like, okay, what if Vampire Survivors was Breakout? With Vampire Survivors being almost like the explicit inspiration, you know? So something that makes attacks automated is a little bit more of what I would generally expect, I suppose. Ooh, these two are both really good. Either a chance to dodge incoming attacks, which, you know, that's just survivability, or the ability to move faster, which, well, I think I'm gonna take the movement speed, because I did have that little brainwave there of like, well, listen, kid, the dodge is gonna fuck you over somewhere. You should have spent your $20,000 buying a Chevrolet. A Chevrolet. Pardon me, a Chevrolet. There we go. Whoa. Yeah, I do appreciate that the messages of choice on the OKs on that are like cool and whoa. It's powerfully goofy, but to be fair, that's what I would expect out of something of this type, because inherently we're looking at something a little bit silly, aren't we? It's a roguelike Arkanoid, so, you know, how serial do you want me to take this? And I think that sort of like, how serious can I be about some of this does sort of hit very much on a lot of the points of what I was talking about yesterday. Good lord. No, it's... When I said yesterday, I meant at the top of the... Maybe about some things I was talking about yesterday, but more importantly, the thing I was talking about at the beginning of this stream, like, gaming is this sort of strange medium on some levels, right? Because it is a thing that inherently started life as toys in a way that most other media really only partially did. Like, yes, obviously all artistic media, you know, once you get into, like, at bare minimum, novels, film, and stuff like that are explicitly made for entertainment purposes too. So on the point here is that as somebody who's a huge freak for games as art and as a serious narrative medium, there is also a place, and a quite large one at that, in this medium for things that are just fun. And that's their only purpose. And that, I think, is something that is deserving of a certain degree of respect, too. It's not the end of the world that somebody made a thing that is entertaining above anything else. Maybe the problem is that I actually have fun with all the other serious games, too. Mostly. Like Antichamber, we played that earlier this year, and that's a, you know, very much an artsy type of game, right? But also, I thought it was a lot of fun as a rule to hash out all the puzzles and stuff. That's interesting, and I think that all the good story-heavy RPGs that have strong, high-quality narratives, like, you know, FF10 or Phantasy Star 2, or any of the others that I freely admit that I haven't necessarily decided which ones to name here. I found all of those to be fun. FF9 being another good example. FF9 is also a game that's kind of goofy sometimes, but that's true of FF10. Really, that's the Final Fantasy franchise in general. It sort of plays to both ends of what you can do with having a story. Ooh, that seems handy. So, yeah, the point here is that I'm a complete fucking sicko. And also, I am exactly a rude enough person to make fun of random people on the internet for no good reason. Ooh. Inferno applies 1 stack of burn every second to all enemies within a 2-tile radius. Burn lasts for 6 seconds. So I guess it doesn't pierce through anything anymore, huh? But that's alright. We'll probably still be able to put that to use. Gunsmith. Ooh, yeah, we build that, we get some stat bonuses. Hell yeah. Like that. Oops. Should probably take care of that guy. Well. Anyway. I guess what I'm saying is I don't know how people put up with my opinion having. And I got shot full of arrows there, and I probably deserved that. Let's see what we can do about putting up that new building. And also, I'm actually going to swap out of the window for a second. I'm going to see if it says in the achievements or anything. No, it doesn't want to tell me the name of that character. Just because I want to be sure, because now it's going to bug me forever. We don't have enough coins yet to expand. Let's drop a big boulder on our map. Alright, well, sure. Let's position the boulder Yeah, just put it right out front of the sheriff's house. I mean, a sheriff is basically just like a big cop, right? So, I don't respect him. Even if he is another playable character. I probably want to, like, reposition a lot of this stuff, really, because the fact that we just go straight through that wheat field. Oh, that cost us a butt ton of money, didn't it? What cost us all that? Oh, right, because we placed the boulder. Right. Not necessarily all that smart. Anyway, let's lower our ball machine back into here. Yeah, well, we see that that's a thing that we can do, but I want to take the vampire ball because, I mean, healing seems like a useful thing. Oh, if I could find that overheal item again, that would be really good. Plus, again, I would like to try to, like, set up different builds as I go each time. At least for a bit, so that way I can discover some of the evolutions. So that way I know what to look for. And thankfully the game just tells you right off, once you've obtained an evolution, what your combo is. What combos you can get with it, I mean, out of stuff that you have equipped. So I'm not having to look things up, and it doesn't have to be like Vampire Survivors where I have to wait until I get an item to be able to do that. That does help. That's very good, actually. Nice. We got 2 levels of the fireball. Seems a little early to grab the magic staff. The Broodmother Ball might be useful by virtue of, I don't know if it combos with any of the stuff that we have, because last time we did it, we just used it basically immediately with the Bleed Ball, so... For all I know, that could actually be a good combo with some of our other stuff. Could make spider babies that are on fire, I guess. Oh, that seems fun. Anyway, the short version of life here is that as somebody who takes everything too seriously, I gotta say, people take shit way too fucking seriously. And perhaps we will never, ever be rid of that. But I digress. And see, the Ghost Ball, we haven't comboed that with anything as far as I recall. Let me go and... okay, yeah. I can go look in the ball encyclopedia here. Yeah, 5 undiscovered evolutions. There we go. Okay, yeah, we can do this. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of that, too. I think a big part of a lot of it is that a lot of people who try to act like they have serious, smart, clever opinions honestly aren't actually all that smart. Or like, congratulations, you've noticed something monstrously basic. What do you want, a fucking medal? Like, wow, good job. You've noticed that this character is named Dahlia. Great fucking job. And you're not talking about someone from Ace Attorney. And now you're trying to extrapolate something much bigger and deeper out of that, too. And it's like, nobody is thinking that, you know. Anyway. This is about very specific people in this case. I mean, our aim is technically already scattered, so I don't know if that would have a problem. I'm going to give you a very big swirly. But also, maybe that's like an optional outfit for VTuber. Dahlia Hawthorne cosplay. I think she'd be a little bit too big in certain areas for that, though. But I digress. And by that, I mean she's scaled all the fucking way up, so the umbrella would be like the size of something you'd put in a drink by comparison. Scaled up. Because scales on moth rings. Anyway. This is a bad joke that just kept getting worse. I love when that happens, because I do that very, very easily. Anyway. We got a lot of bony boys here. And I see they're getting quite clubbed together. These skeletons are reassembling themselves. Oh hey, a little extra shooting. That's pretty nice. Tex. You know, I bet that there's a combination for the 2 laser balls. At least in my brain, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And not in the sense of that GIF that I think is from Third Strike that Matt uses in a lot of his videos. Every once in a while, I think about the fact that it would really help me appear as smart as I genuinely think that I actually am by virtue of the amount of study that I've... You know, not to necessarily imply that I'm super smart, but I like to think I at least have some intelligence. But it would certainly help me be able to project that if I was capable of speaking halfway decently. Unfortunately... You know, imagine wanting to actually do the things that... You know, can you imagine wanting to speak publicly, right? That sounds absolutely terrible. Okay. I guess we're using the laser and the ghost because the other ball isn't maxed out. But on the other hand, the laser ball going through multiple rows, that's kind of good. That seems like that will do a lot of work for us. Yeah, let's take the iron ball. It's slow, but it hits hard, so that seems kind of useful. Just by virtue of the ability to, like, damage things a lot. Don't get in there too tight. That guy ran out of gas. Can we kill the boss already, please? Yeah, part of this is that my DPS on this guy is kind of trash. As much as he's got useful abilities, the fact that he doesn't hit things very fast is a little bit rough. Ooh, unlocks a new character. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell us if or how much gold it costs, which is a thing we would like to know. So I think all of our stuff is max level now, so I wonder what's going to happen as we gain levels. Do we have like an over-level system? Or do we just gain stats only? Oh, we can get resources. That's great, actually. That's quite helpful. Because apparently I need a lot of gold in order to upgrade the size of our zone up in the town building minigame that is in this game. I continue to be befuddled. So it will be very useful to set all that up. Some more of those rocks. Ooh, I mean, I can fission just for straight gold, but let's try this out instead. This might not necessarily be the cleverest idea I've ever had, by virtue of the fact that the iron ball moves slower. But hey, we're taking a chance on it. And this is one of those kind of games where it's like you've got to lose a few runs before you start winning, because you have the whole macro game thing to micromanage. Which, I don't know how people feel about those, just as a general thing. I'm always kind of torn, because sometimes they can just be really sucky, actually, but I want that health potion. Unfortunately, there are a bunch of these jackasses in the way, so... Alright, we got there. Ooh, I think we're hitting like a big boss here for once, so... We probably have gotten fairly lucky to get to this point, all considered. Yeah, see, we've got a bit of a sort of bullet hell kind of mechanic here. Not necessarily the hellest of bullets, but the idea is certainly there. Okay, I was gonna say, do we have a health meter? Oh, he's the Skeleton King, huh? Is he gonna res after I run him out of HPs? I wonder if he would be interested in this, actually. I know he's played at least some of a couple of this type of game. Now I'm trying to remember how much it costs and if I have... Well, I mean, obviously I haven't... Well, will have funds from the recent... everybody being generous, but... Okay, buddy, can you go back to the waves? Even though I know that they're super easy to dodge, but it would help me be able to actually do some DPS here. I hope we're not on a time limit, by the way, because he's pushing us backwards. So it may end up being that if we enter the like starting zone, we may get wrecked. And that would be deeply unfortunate. Whoa. This is some actually not bad dodging by my standards. See, I can occasionally feign competence. It's entirely fake, but I tried. Careful now. I do wish the health bar was like at the top of the screen. It being on the side is really kind of like meddling with my ability to like focus on all of this. Ultimately, I suppose that the level of progress you make only matters so much until you get to the end. But still. Here comes another wave of dudes. Hey, we got him. Nice. And we get some stuff. Boneyard Trophy. Gain plus 0.05 status effect power for each character you've completed the Boneyard with. Each fast tier completion on top of that adds an additional bonus per character. Gotcha. And we got a gear because we completed it with our first character. Hooray! And we get some stat buffs. Sadly, none of it's strength, but hey. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit more. Sure, we'll take the sprinting ability. And we got 2 things. Right, because one of them gives us a new character. So, there we go. That's our first run of a level beaten. Which is kind of surprising. I don't think I completed a single run in my first level of Vampire Survivors. Ooh. We get some new stuff. Get the Dark Ball. Deals triple damage, but destroys itself after hitting an enemy. Cursed Elixir. When a poisoned enemy dies, 10% chance for them to come back as a zombie with 245 health that moves up the board and fights enemies. A Voodoo Doll. Curse has a 10% chance of kill. Do we have a source of curse? Pressure Valve. Enemies explode on death. Nice. That seems like good stuff. Such good shit. Do we have enough money? Yes, we have enough money to expand. Yes. Good. Yeah, go right ahead. Let us go ahead and put that there. And build. Oh, we don't have enough wood for that yet. Okay. That bonuses. Gain +1 bonus dexterity. Oh, you what? No, not expand yet. We just want to go build some more forests for now, and so we're out of wheat. Well, it happens occasionally, I guess. Okay. Oh, we got some stuff, at least. So oh yeah, we can upgrade these. I forgot. Well, that's handy. So what's our current status of? Oh yeah, I need to do that many hits to it. It's a Blech. How utterly annoying. Well, that's okay. We can send out the warrior again to go and continue to scrounge things up in the boneyard here. Sure, we'll take the silver bullet. Oh, yeah, I can't aim behind me. What am I thinking? That'd just be silly. Some health back from our glow orb. Ooh, yes, there we go. Fantastic. So we can just turn on auto fire and not have to worry about our speed. That is the exact item that I was hoping to get early on, because that is just a monstrous quality of life buff. I don't have to worry about speed control? Hell yeah. That's what we like to hear. That thing. Alright. Vision. Yeah, we'll take some speed. Even if it is only the one level, that's alright. That's just how it goes. On a laser. Quite helpful, as we've explicated upon earlier. Whoa. So I'm curious if our ability to re-roll after a level is gold in total storage, or if it's just gold for the level. Yeah, okay, we only have 27 coins according to that. It's the gold that you've earned in the stage. It's kind of a shame that you can't pull it out of your stockpile, but also I do sort of understand why. That might be considered a little bit less than balanced. You can see me doing a poor job at managing some parts of this stage because, well, in my defense, I haven't played this very much yet, so I'm still out here taking contact damage from these skellies like a complete idiot. It's like I'm controlling this with oven gloves or something. I'm doing the strong bad typing his emails technique. Ooh, we're like almost out of HP here. As you say, we're likely to die very soon, but yeah, sooner than I thought. That's rough. That's rough, buddy. Oh yeah, I should have just gone back to base and seen if I could pick up some more resources. Yeah, well. Yeah, see, my problem is I got so used to being in auto fire and having that turbo boot on. Well, the Dark Sphere is definitely good damage. So I got that going for me, at least. Take the laser. The horizontal laser. Rude. Oh, only one item. That's okay. But it's still a little bit like, it's a bit of a shame. Ooh, there's our vertical laser. Nice. Take a couple of buffs there. Better than getting just the one free level. Asterisk free level. It's not exactly that, but similar idea. Ooh, Warhorn. Gives us some extra damage on our little mini balls there. On our nanoparticles. Oh, well, can't have too much luck, I guess. Yeah, take that damage bonus. That seems a little bit better than just upgrading the Dark Ball. As much as buffing out the Dark Ball's damage is really good, I wish that a big part of its upgrades was getting you a cooldown reduction, but oh well. Neat. Yeah, let's buff that some more. Ooh, found a blueprint. Yes. Good stuff. Evolution 1 available. Ooh, alright. Combine the dark and the bleed ball for something. Sacrifice. Inflicts 4 stacks of bleed, max 15 stacks, and applies curse to enemies. Curse or deal a bunch of damage after being hit 5 times. Cool! Well, I guess that means that curse thing does actually exist, so that's nice. Alright, upgrade our vertical laser. Again, the Vampire Ball is not a bad idea, but I decided to take more damage upgrade for the Warhorn. Oh, it's getting kind of tight. I should have really taken that vampire ball, shouldn't I have? Oh, wow. All right. That's rough. Well, back to base. I'm gonna do some more setup here real quick. Still don't have enough yet. Oh. That there, and our harvest phase, and like that, I guess. Okay, so it just sort of increases the limit. It's not how much you get per hit, right? Fair enough. Is this going to require us to bonk it? Please don't require bonks. Whatever, we'll put it in. Yeah, it needs 10 bonks to... Sheesh. No, utterly annoying. Oh well. Let's go back into it. I'll fire back on. Crown of Thorns might be nice, because goodness knows I still get overwhelmed. Especially with this warrior fella. Like, we were having issues with the other guy at times, but that's more because of DPS. By, you know, damage per ball in this case, not necessarily. I guess saying it's a DPS issue because it still is here too, just in a slightly different manner. Take vertical laser. Not necessarily as powerful as the horizontal laser, but still got some pretty good crowd control effects. It certainly eases things a little bit for us. Let's jack the speed up, because max speed is not that fast actually, so that's quite helpful for me. It means I can push more of this in general here. Oh yeah, shit's getting dense now. Ow, these things are doing more damage to me, it feels like, than usual. Take that, I suppose. extremely careful. We don't take melee damage here. I feel real stupid if I do that. Yeah, take the freeze ball, I guess. Ooh, nice. Yeah, that seems like kind of a handy thing to build, barracks. Ow. Hey, we did dodge that attack, so that gave us a little bit extra of a lease on life here, but only by like a few seconds. Oh well, I'm sure that if we just grind out enough, we'll get there. Alright, good. With that being built, tear that thing up and scroll this over. Pick this up, put it over there. Put the gunsmith place over here, I suppose, and this. Stay where it is, actually. I think the Boneyard Trophy is in a perfectly acceptable location. I mean, it hasn't gotten hit but once, but still. Start. Clinic is all up to date. That there, maybe? Okay. Now, more importantly, build the haunted house. That isn't going to require us to bonk it, is it? Fuck. They really want me to do this every time, huh? I already am, like, not a huge fan of this mechanic, period. So, mostly because it's just like, why do I need this here? And also, this is sort of a little bit mobile gamey feeling on some level. But on the other hand, I will give some credit to the fact that making it be based on bouncing around your ball is kind of inspired. That's not necessarily a bad idea. Give the developers credit for that, because they do deserve at least that much. In any case, back to the bones. One random. Oh, it's somebody else going live. It's like, why the hell do I have a Discord notification? It's starting to bother me slightly. All right, take the iron ball. Because, hey, we'll take something that deals some damage. I would like to try to see if that laser combo thing that I was thinking exists. But I guess I have to actually get that sort of levels on my... on the go here. And that might be a little bit rough, but hey, taking something with more DPS does seem like a better idea. It seems like it might help. slingshot. Is anything that gives me a little bit more damage output? Probably good. I mean, the Eye of the Beholder seemed like a good idea too. Are they allowed to say that in this game? Did they get clearance from? Oh, sorry. Reroll. Again, it's a reference in this case to FF1 using the Beholder in the original Japanese version. It's not that Beholder, but also easy gag, basically. Alright, give me some goods. That's something at least. Wait. Ooh, yeah, pressure valve. Yes. Making enemies explode on death seems kind of helpful. Give me some more damage. Oop. Really sneaking in there. I was gonna say, I really wish it would give me like the full width of the thing here. I don't like these items. Can you reroll? Alright. Iron ball level for us. Fusion. No, I don't want that actually. Just take the upgrades. Can I just, like, choose to take nothing and skip this until... Actually, I'll take the Ghost Ball, and we'll just focus that as much as possible. And hope that we can get Iron and Ghost Fusion for our next time we get a fusion reactor. Assuming that we max level it anyway. Ooh, evolution one available, huh? Oh, all right. Yeah, we'll definitely take that. Show me what we got here. Hemorrhage inflicts 3 stacks of bleed when hitting an enemy with 12 stacks or more. Consume all stacks to deal 20% of their current health. Does that work on bosses? Because if so, that could be mighty potent. Under the right circumstances. I have a feeling that it's actually just going to end up being very minor every time, but hey. Maybe later on when we face against something with just monstrous amounts of HP, or again, if it works on bosses, like stage bosses, that could be a very powerful finisher. But again, not sure yet. Oh, I can get the Iron Ball again if I want to. Ouch. I think it took damage there.
There's a fireball there. Unfortunately, that's not gonna do what I want it to here. I mean, I guess the burn is not useless, but compared to some of our options, it's not necessarily great either. Health back. Great ghost ball. Oh wow, that thing died super duper fast. Fusion, not really, no, because yeah, our ghost ball isn't maxed out, and that's the thing that we would want for that. So, ouch. Not paying great attention to that side of things. Finally, there's our vertical laser. That is the thing I want. Again, I want to see if this is an option. Because it makes the most sense to me, right? Some may not necessarily agree, but that's okay. Both of us are allowed to not agree on things. It's just how things go, you know. Now, game, I really need one more fusion reactor to pop up, please. Or drop health. Health is also kind of nice, because I'm getting my face stove in a little bit. You absolute bastard, game. Why couldn't you just give me the thing? Oh, well, at least we got a level up out of it. And a blueprint for a new building, I suppose. Yeah, this will just tell me, hey, you can build a shoemaker once you get more rocks. Okay, how far off are we from finishing this haunted house? It's Gunsmith. That's a haunted house. It's got a couple more to go. Meanwhile, the Boneyard Trophy I'm going to have to move eventually, but I'll deal with that at some point. For now, I'm still working on this. Go with fast mode for it? Will that actually give us any, will that help us out any? Because I suppose shortening the level would probably be a little bit easier. At least on paper. Unless all it does is just, like, speed up the gameplay, which is also fine. I don't necessarily know that the gameplay moving slower would help me juggle sides any better, because I would have resources to manage more. Sure, let's take the Sapphire Dagger. Take lead.
upgrade that some more. Wow. All right then. Yeah, take the vampire. More healing seems to be a thing that'd be, well, very helpful, to put it nicely. Oh wow, look, a spam bot. It's him to use the automod. Thank you, Twitch, the one useful thing you've ever done in your life. Split feet. Yes! Helps me out quite a bit here. Again, it would also help me if I didn't just slam into these enemies like a buffoon. So yeah, laser. Vertical laser. Now come on, game, give me the other one. Evolution. Ooh, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this one yet. Let's see what the deal is here. Vampire Award. Hell yeah. Each hit inflicts 3 stacks of bleed, heals 1 health, and consumes all stack with hitting an enemy with at least 10 stacks of bleed. Now, my question, I assume that it doesn't retain the abilities of the previous version, so I don't know if that's necessarily always going to be faster healing, but hey, maybe it will be. Granted, Vampire is chance-based, and that's not, so I do at least conceptually like that more. Ow, 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 ow. They were stuck so far away, so I couldn't actually do anything with them. Damn it. I guess at least we added something to the list of encyclopedia stuff. Oh, right, that was the building that we needed to finish. Okay, so we've unlocked the Repentant. We can check out a new character. Excellent. I love it when that happens. Scroll this over and put that there. Gunsmith up there. Actually, we can do an arrangement like this. Once we finish the Boneyard trophy, we'll be able to put it right down there. Cool. We have a... Right, we want that barracks. I mean, the Shoemaker is pretty helpful too, I would assume, but for now, the barracks are going to be our drop point there. Maybe also the Shoemaker? Sure. Oh, hey, our forests regrew while I was farting around there. Good stuff. Let's upgrade. No, wait, no, sorry. Build. No. Upgrade. Yeah. That's fine. I'm gonna have to like figure out what would be my best build for a lot of this at some point. So, you know, we'll hash that out later. For now, though, let's check out our new character here, the Repentant. Has Freeze as their starting ball. Deal 5% damage. Deal 5% more damage every time they bounce. But when they hit the back wall, they return to the player, damaging each enemy they pass through. I mean, that's actually just kind of good. That, I think, will help stop issues like what we were having last time. Oh, our gauge is significantly fancier. I guess... So I didn't even notice this for the Musketeer, but does everybody have a unique gauge? That's really cool if so. That's a nice little, cute little touch. Fun thing to throw in there, and yeah, the Ghost Ball is going to be, you know, interestingly helpful here. If nothing else, we could probably fuse the Ghost and Earthquake Ball, and I'm certainly hoping that that would cause the Earthquake Ball to trigger on every enemy that it passes through, but I don't know if that's necessarily the case. But if it does, oh boy, that would be quite powerful. That would get a lot of work done. And by that, I'm also meaning on the return trip, too. Yeah, see, our Quake Zone is getting pretty big, too. Which is awesome if this combination works as well as I think it does. Which, goodness knows, I'm certainly hoping. Okay, get our Snorhorn going here. Yes! Oh, yeah, the Earthquake triggers on the return trip, too. So, game, you know what you gotta do. Give me that fusion reaction. Ooh, horizontal laser. Another potentially good thing to combo with the Repentance passive. Schoolhouse. All right. Gives us some pretty useful stats. Fusion. Yeah, let's do this. Oh, yeah. The amount of area of effect benefits I should be getting from that. The amount of crowd control involved should be pretty good. Are we having fun? Yeah, we're having fun. How's it going, Plastic Alan, Mr. Plasticillion? And any other folks who may or may not come in. Well, I didn't see a host notification, but I highly doubt Twitch is going to be that late with it. Yeah, how is the rest of the Muscle Cat game you were playing? Kinikuneku, I believe it was called. So, to basically kind of simplify here, Ball Cross Pit which is how I'm going to assume it's pronounced. Maybe Ball X Pit or just Ball Pit. I've heard a couple of variants on it. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, there's an evolution for Vertical Laser and Ice Ball. I'm going to pass on that because, again, I want to see if this double laser thing is actually a deal that we can do. But maybe I should have held off before picking that up. I didn't realize what level all my stuff was at. So this is kind of like... It's been described a little bit as sort of like a Breakout style game mixed with Vampire Survivors. It's definitely that style of game plus roguelike elements. And there's like a sort of a very small rudimentary base building game that's involved, which again, we'll get to see that once I am through with this run, which hopefully I don't fail. Evolution. Yeah, look at that. We got plenty of options here, and we can get our 2 laser balls together and get ourselves Holy Laser. Deals damage to all enemies in the same row and column, which is about what I would expect. But hey, nice to get that unified and do some good damage here. We are investing very heavily in this area of effect deal, so I am 100% with that. Vertical Laser? Vertical Laser does kind of feel a little bit like it's not the better upgrade for that, because Horizontal just lets us control things from getting enemies to the bottom easier. Excuse me. Not that Vertical Laser is without its value, obviously. But the other one just seems a little bit more my speed, you know? Yeah. Surely you understand. And there it is. Yes. Oh. Whoa! Ow. Starting to take heavy damage here. Let's check this out. Freeze Ray! Emits a freeze ray when hitting an enemy. Dealing damage to all enemies in its path, there's a 10% chance to freeze them for 10 seconds. That's a pretty solid amount of freeze, actually, whenever it goes off. Take our frontal crit and get some more chance for that.
Okay, we can get our Ghost Ball again. I mean, that seems to combo pretty nicely with the Penitent's whole character idea here. So we'll go for that. Oh, oops. Ooh, yeah, that's some good extra damage. Here we go. Here's Mr. Bones. I've heard about this guy's wild ride. Right, he's called the Skeleton King. Streamer, you're being silly now. I mean, that's okay. That's what people... That's part of what people watch Twitch for. I assume. Oop. That was a little tight. I can't believe I got away with it, also. Oop. Yeah, here comes the arm chuck. Speaking of arms, unfortunately, the Skelly guy's arms do still block even our Ghost Balls, it looks like. Oh well. Ow. Shamefully done. It's really not, in my opinion, it's not a hard attack to dodge. So far. But yeah, we are roasting this guy compared to when we came here with the other character whose font is a little bit awkward. Not like the usual way when somebody says something like that, but still. Yo, nice. And something to unlock another new character. Excellent. Consulate. Another stat buffer. Ooh. Okay, so we've basically unlocked a new stage. Oh, I've been calling this character the Penitent for the past several minutes. It's the Repentant. I'm sorry, it's my first day. Like extra rock with every bounce. Okay, so yeah, unlock these snowy shores for our next stage here. Cool. Alright, let me go back to the build zone here. Okay, so we can scroll over. Boneyard Trophy is still well under construction at this point, so... Can't build these yet because we don't have enough resources yet. Nor that. So, for now, move over to harvest and yeah, so this is the aspects of the base building kind of thing is that you can put in these tiles for resources and also locations where you can build buildings that give you passive stat bonuses of various kinds and unlock new characters. So you aim this again just like you aim things in the main level, where it's sort of, honestly, it's more of like the bust-a-move kind of aiming, although obviously strapped on to something that is a little more breakout oriented. It's not the weirdest thing that anybody's ever done with breakout. It's not that PS1 breakout, I'll tell you that. So when we take the shot, we have 8 seconds while our little guys just run through the fields, and we'll bounce off of various things. As you run into buildings, you start building them. A breakout hit. Yes, I would. That's it. That's a good one, Alan. You incredibly silly man. Let's go ahead and set a... have a zone over here for just wood gathering, basically, and have them bounce around in there. Bunch. And yeah, gold is basically, it's most of the gold that you acquire in the levels, which otherwise you'd be using for rerolls and that sort of to-do. But you get out of the level, you end up funneling it all into building up your base building area here. Rearrange that because I think that'll be better for the future, but I don't completely know yet. And once you're done doing that, because you only get one launch per level that you play through, you click on here, and this is how you start running more runs of the ball pit. Yeah, this guy, again, don't know what's up with the font choice here, if this is supposed to be itchy finger or achy finger, but I'm assuming based on how these T's look, we haven't seen a capital A. But this does kind of look like a slightly more elaborate capital A, but I'm assuming that with the way the T's look, it is supposed to be itchy finger. Still, a bit of a choice. This next level is ice themed, so surely that means that the guy with the fireball will do more damage here, right? Or at bare minimum be a good choice. I'm gonna pause for a second, take a drink of water. Wouldn't you know it, that tastes exactly like water. Take that pressure valve. And a joke here about payment processors in Steam, but never mind. So there's a bit of a crack there. Oh, okay, so we slide over it. And yes, I was testing it to be like, hey, yeah, does this break and kill us? Because that's something you want to know, to be fair. And those swirly things, those are your equivalent to the chests in Vampire Survivors. You can either take the fission buff to get a couple of levels for your items, or you can click on the fusion ability sometimes when it shows up to fuse two of your balls together, which sounds really horrible. Don't do that at home. But it combines their abilities, and then sometimes there will be an evolution option which will let you combine two of them to get something completely new. We're going to go for some more DPS-oriented build here because our... By DPS, I mean dot, clearly. Yeah, no, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. Your balls are fused together for 4 or more hours. Contact a medical professional. He'll be very confused and worried. Gently separate them. Indeed, you got to keep them separated. Wait. Take the vampire ball. Yep. Just like some band whose lead singer is named Dexter for some reason. That some reason being his parents probably named him that. Anything good? Well, getting a lot of repeats here, but hey, that's just how it goes sometimes. Yeah, give me that increased fire rate. Did you die already, please? There we go. Yeah, unfortunately we got hit by him. But, oh well. Ooh, yeah, I mean, tons of fusion options available here, but an evolution... Ah, it looks like some kind of mosquito-oriented thing. That's pleasant. It's a good thing I don't go outside in the summer. I rarely have to deal with mosquitoes. Mosquito King! Summons a mosquito every time it hits an enemy. Attack a random enemy. If it kills an enemy, they steal 1 health. Alright. I mean, that sounds pretty decent to me. I could fuse the... Yeah, why not? Let's fuse the fire and poison together. And just compound our our DPS all into a very small number of items. Why not? This won't bite me in the ass at any point, surely. I say it's my ass is already getting bit anyway from other things, but hey. Ouch, 20 damage from that. That's... Phew, tough crowd. Drop 1 bonus gold for every 10 enemies killed in the level. That's... nice. That's quite useful. So I guess it probably would be better for me to just sort of level grind in the land of the skeletons a little bit. On Boner Island some more. Yeah, these jokes really do write themselves, don't they?
All right, Shoemaker is finished building, so we can pick that up and put it over here. Yeah, put it over there. And build a couple of boulders here. That way we have something to mine. Just need just some more cash. All right, that's fine. We can spend the money. In that case, oh, you're getting extra money, huh? Well, okay, champ, let's send you to the bone zone. As we now lower this whole platform down there for some reason. Hey, I mean, why the hell not, right? All right. Yeah, take the war horn. That's just a nice little chunk of DPS for us. With the amount of the mini balls we seem to be spawning. The baby balls, as the game calls them. Let's try out this stone effigy thing. I haven't used this yet. I was gonna say it might be a minute before one actually spawns, but hey. Does that block us? Yeah, of course it blocks us. I just had to check, though. It is unfortunately in, like, kind of one of the least useful rows that it could possibly be in. But hey. Yeah, see, that one might be a little more helpful, but it is still on the outer rim here for now, so not as much as it could be. Ooh. Yeah, we'll take that. Having our balls pierce seems like a helpful stat boost. Ouch. I really did just kind of step into that guy like a complete fool. Ooh, yeah. Absolutely, we'll take that. Oh, wow, that maxed out all of our stuff already. That's fun. Oh, right, yeah, that did have the... It did have an upgrade, so we'll definitely put that in there. Oh, yeah, buddy's going right down the middle. He's gonna go fight the boss for me. Presumably. I don't think Champ took any damage there, so that's excellent. Yeah, that should have done a good chunk of damage to the boss. Oh, if needed, we've got another fella coming up to just damage the boss for us. Yeah, take our AoE boost, because now it's really good, actually. Oh, yeah, we'll definitely take that, because I kind of like that. Don't really like the idea of wasting those on fusion, because, yeah. Add the ability to banish upgrades when leveling up to 2 times. Nice! Nice. I'm glad that ability is around, because that's actually going to prove quite helpful for putting together certain builds. Especially depending on how far into this we get. Yeah, take the Holy Laser Evolution. And remembering that that passes through enemies. Again, the amount of area of effect that we're going to have going on is pretty solid. So at least our crowd control is going to be good. Even if the rest of things could probably stand to be better, but hey. We'll see by how much that ends up being a thing as we go. Alright, give me those upgrades. Honestly, I probably should have waited around to just see if I could get a level through that. As much as this would be... Oh yeah, because we have inherent Ghost Ball effects, so obviously the Ghost Ball in itself would be useless unless we were looking for an evolution. But yeah, another horizontal laser, that'll give us some more clearing ability here. Take the health buff. Oh, hey. And, right, yeah, I knew there was something here. It's the leech. I'll take the Dark Ball, because that will be very good against bosses. Just by virtue of its ability to nuke really hard. It's not necessarily the best thing we've ever had, but hey. It'll do some work. Yeah, as much as it would probably be better to just, like, buff the Holy Laser, because that's honestly our strongest, I'd like to get closer to trying out that fusion / evolution. Presumably just a fusion. But maybe not. That could be quite a useful thing, in fact, so... Yep. Hey. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, it's just a fusion. That's okay. That should do some really good area of effect damage whenever it pops off. So that'll make it a little bit more relevant outside of boss fights. Yeah, the Ghost Ball is not very handy. Yeah, we'll take the bleed ball because we already have a bleed source, so they'll synergize a little bit. Ooh, yeah, all our stuff is maxed out. Nice. So now we can just get resources for levels, which is quite helpful. Pick that up. Yeah, see, things have gotten to be smooth sailing here. I don't know if it's just because we got a lucky roll or what, but that's how it kind of goes with a lot of these games, especially early on, is that it really does come down very heavily to luck. Pick all this stuff up. I get absolutely everything, man. Oh, I was gonna say we're clobbering the hell out. Wow, we definitely took off like a quarter of Boner King's head. Oh my goodness, the amount of damage that we've done already. Ho, 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 ho. Yes, that was significantly freer than I was expecting it to be honest with you. Shame we're just short of gaining a level out of that, but whatever. I can't even be mad. It's our highest DPS. It was the Holy Laser, as I guess is to be expected. Excellent. Oh, that's expensive. Oh, boy. That's really expensive. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there for a sec. And now we're going to go into rearrange mode. Move the boulders, put that there. Do that for now. And we can build, yeah, we can build the schoolhouse here as well. Excellent. So, with that done, it's time for some harvest. Off you go, gang. I might want to replace that with a higher level forest. Hey, we constructed the trophy. All right. Oops. Hit the Windows key by accident. Those are some remarkably fast-growing trees. All right, sure, let's do that. Do we have money to build some more wheat fields? Yes, we can put a couple of these in here. that over. All right. So I think we're off to a decent start with this so far. Let's put this over here, I guess. Okay. Let's do a couple more runs here. We got the Repentant being the one who gets the gold buff here. I think, truth be told, we can just keep going into the bone zone here. Again, just keep grinding up our stats for a bit. I just had to make sure that that was working the way I thought it did. Yeah, increase our firing rate. That's fine. In fact, ours already seems to be quite good, so a percentage multiplier on top of that? Why not, right? It seems pretty powerful to me. Silver bullet. Yep. That works great with our setup here that is leaning so heavily on bouncing off of enemies early on. Okay, what do you got for me? You've got a vertical laser. Wow, we got 5 there. Nice. And I've been playing way riskier than usual here. Come on, we do actually want to come out of here with an amount of gold. Don't be a complete fool, me. Upgrade the ice ball. We want to get closer to our weapon evolutions more than anything. And, you know, optimize our chance of getting that ghost cloak without having to run into, without having to reroll, rather. Yeah, we'll take it. That works. I'll take a reroll. I don't really like my options there. And, yeah, we'll take the horizontal laser buff. I was like, again, but no. No, just work on the levels for the horizontal laser. That's fine. Don't miss out on the bigger experience gem if you can. There we go. There's our ethereal cloak. This is going to be really strong. Like, yeah. Yeah. That's what we like to see. And take our Holy Laser evolution immediately. This thing is just so good. I admit I'm kind of surprised that this one is so potent. But hey, I'll take it anyway. What am I going to do? Complain about it? Am I going to complain that something is good? That'd be really silly of me, but hey. Another vertical laser is not really, again, not the one that I want. I would prefer to have another horizontal. I don't know if we could, like, technically build 2 holy lasers in one run. But that would be neat if we could. Again, just for sheer amount of efficiency and effectiveness there. Ooh, right, Earthquake. Yes, remember how I was saying before that's a nice combo. Well, we get to see it again. Fusion, we can fuse these for some reason, which... I mean, I guess that's technically a viable strategy, but... I like how things are set up for now with those, so... I don't think Freeze and Burn have a combo as much as it would be nice to get the Jakiro orbs. Ooh, yeah. Another one of these. Don't get too close there. We'll take a buttload of damage so we don't need to. Not for too long. Yeah. Get out of here. Shame I'm not going to be able to get that before I have to let it go. Oh, are we... Oh, okay. What do you got for me with this? Glacier. Releases glacial spikes over time that deal damage to enemies that touch them and freeze them for 2 seconds. This ball and its glacial spikes also deal more damage to nearby units. I like it, I think. I'm probably about to find out that it's garbage, but hey. Oh yeah, I see him just sort of like slowly scrolling up towards my enemies. Very silly looking way. Oh, this is definitely... Yeah, it's pretty out there from what I'm seeing so far. Like, wow. Reroll. It's just a ghost ball. That's not very effective for us. Take another reroll. Again, I am kind of being a little foolish here with regards to our funding a little, but that's fine. Hey, we got all of our levels, so now we're gonna start gaining resources for a bit until I run into another fission reactor. That's fine, though. More resources are great because those allow us to unlock, or at least just to shore up the numbers to do stuff.
Yeah, like this. So we pick the wheat because we're a little lacking in that area for the time being. Oh yeah, this guy is getting wrecked by our amount of damage here. Wow. And we're definitely getting stronger, at least. I don't know if we're necessarily getting better at the game, but hey. Gained a level. Each harvest, the first 2 workers that bounce in this building gain 25% movement speed. Oh, so I actually want to have that somewhere out there, I guess. Oh, does that give us... Right, I think the Boneyard Trophy, I've already forgotten the exact text. I think that gives us more of a buff for... Yeah, so it adds extra for doing fast speed completions. I gotcha. Alright. Wow, we finished all 3 of those buildings at once. Hell yeah. We love to see that. We've got our consulate, our barracks, and our schoolhouse all finished. Pick this up. And start arranging these in such a place where they're just sort of out of the way for us for the moment. I don't have enough wheat for this, yeah. About what I figured would happen. So no cozy home for us yet. No new character from that. And that will do for now. Okay, I think we got time for one more run at least. And it's time for the warrior to gain a completion on fast mode at the Boneyard here. Hell, I might have time for more than one more run, but I don't know. We'll see. The answer is at least one more run. Sure. The egg sack's got to be usable with something. Maybe with the brood mother. Yeah, pretty close to our enemies here. Wow, that did max out both of ours. Wow. The stone effigy seems to be pretty good. So yeah, we'll go for it. Animation does look a little bit like we're just spitting our projectiles, which is perhaps not the most ideal way, but hey. Okay, that'd just be fusion. Big an Eye of the Beholder. The lightning ball. We haven't really done much with the lightning ball, so we'll go for it. Again, area of effect damage seems to be pretty good, pretty important, so why not, right? I don't like these. Let's re-roll. Yeah, just take an upgrade to the brood ball. Yeah. Oh, wow. Another level already. Oh, we got... Oh, yeah, we've already seen this before. Right. Wait, have we? Spider Queen has a 25% chance of birthing an egg sac every time it hits an enemy. All right. Oh, why not? I guess. I'd like some more buffs for our baby shots, but hey. Take that. Thing that I don't know if it's actually good or not yet, but hey. We may find out eventually. Well, yeah, I'll fuse the Spider Queen with the Lightning Orb. Then at least we get something going on. Frees up more space for us to, if we find anything interesting. Yeah, admittedly, I'm taking a lot of unnecessary... Yeah, a lot of unnecessary contact damage. Since our areas of effect are mostly very, very, like, close range kind of areas of effect, that's probably being our undoing in some ways here. Because we definitely want more of, like, full row clearance, but... Yeah, we'll take a turret. Get a little bit more assistance going here. Evolve into Vampire Lord. Oh, yeah, we were dead at that point. What an incredibly tightly packed area. Whew. Yeah, we'll take the wheat harvester upgrade. New for us to build at this point. Got the cozy house so we can. So, done that. Let's rearrange the heck out of these forests. And get into action, boys. I don't know what kind of angle that goofball is going at there, but wow. How far are we? Yeah, 4. All right. Now, let's go for one more run here. Again, we're continuing to deal with the boneyard because yeah, let's see about getting some more resources. And then that will close us out. Vertical laser is not quite ideal, but it will do. Ow. Gotta avoid doing that, guys. It's real dumb what I did. Yeah, take the earthquake. That glacier balls seem to be pretty good. And again, if we can get ourselves into another ethereal cloak, that will be a very powerful combination. Granted, that's a big if, but hey. Short bow, that's a nice simple upgrade for us. Nice, we got all 5 levels we could get out of that. Excellent. I like when that happens. It's very helpful and very satisfying as well. Even if there was nothing we could do to affect it in any way, that's fine. Reroll it. Yeah! Yeah. Excellent. Sure, let's take the evolution right off the start here. Take that. Pressure valve does some pretty nice work. Okay, I'm trying to pick that up. Ow. Slingshot, sure. Reroll. Yeah, I'll take the pressure valve. Because we weren't going to be in a position where we could force the evolution of the holy laser, so good enough.
Just try to look for our ethereal cloak that we really, really want for this. Oh, yeah. Good timing. Reroll. One more. What the hell? Let's do again. Oh, yeah, this thing. Unfortunately, we don't really have a thing that gives us more healing. Otherwise, I'd give it a shot. Lightning? Sure. Lightning. All right, give me one more shot at the cloak here. And no, but we'll take this. It's just a fusion. That's okay though. That's still kind of useful. The rate this is going, maybe what I have to hope for is getting a ghost ball to use with the fusion reaction for the holy laser to just get it to do optimal area of effect damage, you know, most triggers possible kind of thing. Oh god, we're almost dead. That's not great. Yes, there we go. There's our ethereal cloak. Fantastic. Fusion, nah. Nah, don't need to do that. Sure, we'll take another earthquake. Because at this point, why not? Just have that ability 3 times over. Yep. Try not to ram right into the enemies would be a smarter idea, but hey. Don't confuse me with someone who chooses the smart idea on purpose. get that last experience. You. Oh, wow. We got there, and again, look at the damage, the DPS out that we're doing to this guy. Of just our shots just dinking off his crown constantly. That is excellent. Just like before, we are tearing him to pieces quite handily. Excellent. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Yeah, I'm not clicking retry for that yet, but hey. Just wanted to look at my numbers. That pressure valve getting right up there with the DPS. I think it's fun that all that stuff is in there for you to read about. All right, everybody go. We only got 2 hits on the cozy house that time. Oh well. Perhaps I should try like upgrading that boulder or something. Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay. All right. So, I think that's going to do it for our session with ball cross pit, ball X pit, ball pit. I still am kind of, you know, not completely certain about which it is. But with all that said, as ever, thank you all for watching. This was pretty fun. And yeah, I would certainly recommend this. I believe it's like 25% off in the current Steam sale. Let me go take a quick peek here. $20% off, pardon me, with a base price of $15, so it's currently $12. Seems like a decent deal for it, all considered. Anyway, that's all, everybody.